You folks been here before?
Nope.
Well, come on in. Here. Now this is important, folks. This is Oxide. That's our watchdog. If he catches you doing anything you shouldn't be doing, like running and screaming and climbing all over these critters, you know, he's not going to bite or anything. He's just going to sit on you till you repent. Say, you know where all this came from, didn't you? Well, see, about 28 years ago, I made a big bird and hang on the tree over there. You pull on the rope, he flies. If you snap it, it sings. I had no intention of making any more, but a neighbor came by one day. He says, "Where do you get that?" I said, "I dug it out of the marsh out here, inhabited the marsh during the Iron Age, but they're extinct now." I couldn't stop with what I kept digging them out and putting them back together. Well, then people started coming, and they kept coming, and I didn't invite anybody, but people started coming, and within 5 years, so many people were coming, I sold out to my partner in town, decided to play the rest of my life. Then it exploded. Now we get over 15,000 people every year. Last year they signed our guest book from 34 different countries, 32 the year before. So we're seeing people from all over the world. This is our town board meeting. Now there are faces all around this catalpa stump.
Oh, somebody did it. Did you do the wood carving?
No, this guy from Barrow did it.
Did it?
Wonderful wood cover. Now you see this one over here, this is Eddie Biscotti. Now Biscotti was a Norwegian gunfighter in the marsh back in the 1800s, never lost a fight until he got challenged the last time. And right when they drew, he got distracted by her cleavage and she put an arrow through his heart. Isn't that a touching story?
Oh, those doggone
Yeah,
women.
but they figure he still won. He's standing a century later, she's long buried. Now this turtle, this is a racing turtle. He weighs almost 4,000 pounds, almost 2 tons. But in spite of his weight, he wins races and he does have a victory song. See these cattails? They kind of got away on us.
Yeah.
This dog,
Got the cat
he
dog.
doesn't like cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, but he's very smart, you know, very intelligent. We call him Einstein. See, there isn't a question you ask that dog, you give it the right answer every time. Can't talk, you have to ask the question so he can answer yes or no. And then, of course, you have to push the head in the right direction.
Yep.
Pretty clever dog.
It is. There you go.
This is an Iron Age anglerfish. He uses mermaids for bait. Now, the aquatic life in the marsh tend to be on the small side, but we found a short shark and a little sailfish. Show you some over here. Here's a bongbird. A bongbird. You know, I bet you've never seen a bongbird, huh? That's my bongbird. See, up in Spencer, 10 miles up the road, they got a Fisker plant, a Fisker scissor plant. They use the feathers from this bird to make grass clippers. The blades going around. That went up there 23 years ago. It's been going around ever since. But we've finally worked out a deal with the hospital. We're going to use it as a backup for the ambulance helicopter. No, see, really, with 4 claws in the mouth, he can take 5 patients. And of course, we're going to take the bomb off, put an oxygen cylinder on there, and we'll have a good all-weather rescue system. That's my wife's studio. We go in there through the side door. She wanted to lay out here, so about 24 years ago, we put this up for her. See, my wife and I did the wall up front too, but you can see the woman doesn't have a good eye for level at all. People call it a hobbit house, so I had to hire a couple hobbits to stand down here in front of summertime. I'll show you one I put up here 5 years ago, or 6 years ago. His name is Art. Art Articulated. Six years ago, a rooster. And I didn't realize it till I got it all done and out here, but if he sees a really neat chick walk in, he gets all excited. Aren't you flattered? Now, you know what a Jabberwock is?
No.
Well, back in the 1870s, Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland. And a part of this, he wrote a poem. Kids used to have to memorize it in school. It was called Beware the Jabberwock. Well, this was back in the 1870s, even before his time.
Yeah. He's not that old yet.
Yeah. And anyway, we found the remains of a Jabberwock out here in the marsh, and I dug it out. I got it put back together. Isn't that a cuddly little creature? There's the original. They haven't changed much in 140 years.
I see that.
These are the marsh mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Much worse last year.
Last year.
There.
I tell you, she's not only good looking, she sings. We have her in a choir. Nice Norwegian girl. And besides good looks and talent, check that action. You know she does that with an 800-pound skirt. Something different though. I had a guy come out here about 7 years ago. I get to talking with him and I'm very impressed. Here's a guy that's nice, very smart, nice personality. It turns out he's a very honest lawyer. This is Abe Lawbender and his pair of legals. Yeah, he's with Lawbender, Cheatham, Pettifogger, and Scum. Good bunch of guys, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, but somebody's been shooting at him. I want to show you one out in here that's really got us concerned. And we don't know if he's developed some kind of a neurological problem or whether he's been smoking something. Isn't that pathetic? And these doctors come out here in the clinic, don't have a clue. But Dr. Neal, he's a neurosurgeon up there, and he says it's spingiform encephalopathy. It's a chronic rusting disease. Now, you know what a bottle rocket is, don't you? Yeah, stand over there, I'll fire one off. See the cage? As a safety feature, I put a screen on the top, so if the bottle breaks, that way you wouldn't get wet. Now when I push the lever, it's going to go straight up, but it's going to go too fast and too high to follow. So I'm going to count down. When I get to 1, you got to be looking straight up and high. It's going above the trees. Ready? Keep your eye above the tree. 3, 2, 1, up. I'll show you how it works. You see the hose runs in the shop? Yeah. My wife's in there blowing.
All that hot air, huh?
A while back, I made a down payment on this horse. A couple years ago, he got a new hat. Magic hat. 4 baby robins flew out of there. I'll show you what my wife does in there. Be very, very careful what you say in there. This place is bugged.
This is what I do. I do all the glass work in here. These particular ornaments are made with Pyrex glass, like your oven dishes. And so 500 in the oven doesn't phase it because it doesn't melt until it gets up to 1550. So it's, I have a very hot torch to get there. These are colored with alcohol dye. Some of these are blown. Some are without color. I make all the beads in the jewelry that you see, or pens and all of it. I make by melting glass in the flame and hope that it turns out fine. I do waste glass from time to time. Oh well.
That happens.
Yeah, it's the cost of the hobby.
It's a gift you've got.
Did I make mistakes?
A lot of these things we wouldn't have, well, we wouldn't touch, you know, but see, with him, you know, he brings them to life type of thing.
A little history with it, or a little, makes it a little more interesting. And so it's very, very unique items, very unique. I enjoyed watching or looking at everything, and that added touch with the
Commentary.
commentary and the noise they make or the movements.